Hospice nurse Julie asks, you've likely answered this, but how long does an average autopsy take? And yeah, I've answered it a few times, but probably not for many months have I answered this question. It's always worth talking about. I'm Dr. Wolf, I'm a forensic pathologist, and it depends on the type of case. It also depends on other material factors like, how big is the patient? Have they had a lot of surgery and thus a lot of scarring? So let me just first say a very average number for an autopsy for a standard natural death with no complications and no criminality would be maybe an hour. If you've got an assistant or two working with you, it can be done a lot faster, like 35 minutes maybe. But I tend to work alone, so it's going to take me at least an hour to do that, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. But when it gets really long is the complexity of the case. So, I mean, I had a case once where a guy had been shot like 100 times, and you have to map each one of those gunshots. You have to recover each bullet and bullet jacket. So that case took me 2 days, basically, nonstop. Similarly, with a stab case, with a stab wound case, I had one that was like 100, almost 120 stab wounds, and you have to go through and you have to measure the length, the width, the location, the depth, and all the organs injured there, in addition to the regular parts of the autopsy. So that's a very long process, no doubt. Also, there are cases that seem like they're going to be easy and then they take forever. So, for instance, I got contracted last week to do an abdomen only autopsy. And that sounds easy, right? You open up, take out the abdominal organs, move on with your life. However, this person had previous surgery, and this person had a lot of intra-abdominal pathology, a lot of adhesions, a lot of necrosis, and it was one of the most technically difficult autopsies I have had. It's certainly this year. It's probably top two. It took me a minimum of 2 hours just to get those organs out and examine them because of the complexity of that case. But, it's going to range depending, you have good assistance and it's an easy case, 35 minutes. If you have a very complex case, even if you have assistance, it can take hours and hours. So yeah, it depends on the complexity of the case really and the underlying diseases the person has.